Hello everyone, I'm Sankalp. And before starting the video, if you have not yet subscribed the channel, you can subscribe the channel now. And this video is about discussing the entire experience for Deloitte company. And today we have Shivangi with us, and she has cracked this company. So she'll be sharing all her experiences and the entire process that she went through. So we'll start the video with a brief introduction. So Shivangi, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Firstly, thank you, Sankar, for having me over. And hello, everyone. I'm Shvangi Shukla, and I'm currently a fourth year student pursuing BTech in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from VIT Chennai. And the placement drive is undergoing in our campus, and I got placed in Deloitte in August this year. So I'll be sharing my interview experience, and I hope this helps you in some ways.
Okay. So now we talk about the college life. So how was your college life from first year to the current year? And what all you wish you had done in your previous years that you'll be suggesting the juniors?
So when we first come to our college, we get carried away because we want to do everything. But I just want to say that stick to your passion, whatever you're passionate about. Go and have those there are so many clubs and chapters you can join. So focus on the particular skills that you're very good at or you want to be good at, so that the best results come out at the end. So yeah, that's what.
Okay. And if we talk about the previous internships or experiences that you have done, so can you share something in this?
Yeah, so internship is it's a part of a curriculum. So I did my internship from ISRO Nagpur last year for 1 month, and I did my internship at Bharat Electronics Limited, Bangalore. That also was for 1 month, and this year I did one internship from BHEL Nagpur again. So take your internships really seriously, because firstly they are a part of a curriculum, and secondly, once you are including that in your resume, your interviewer can ask anything from your internship experience. Make sure that you're taking that seriously. Don't take it lightly.
Okay. And if we are not sure about the internship project that we have done, then we should not include it in our resume because that can be
Yeah,
against us. So
yeah,
now if
it
we
can backfire you.
yes, yes. So now if we talk about the projects that you have done previously or that you want to share. So what all you can mention in this?
So firstly, I've seen that people, so many friends of mine, they come under peer pressure and they include so many projects, seven, eight. But I think that quality matters. Quantity doesn't matter when you are laying out your resume. So it's important that the project that you are master on only include those projects, because we tend to do a lot many projects in our 4 years. So it doesn't mean that you have to include so many of them. If you think you are diligent enough to include more than 5 projects, go for it. But I personally feel that 3 to 5 projects would be sufficient.
Okay. So now we move with the selection process or the placement process. So for this company, Deloitte, how many people have applied for this and how many were selected for this?
So around 2,700 candidates had appeared for the first round, which was the aptitude round. And for the second round, 165 candidates were shortlisted for consulting profile. I got selected for consulting profile, so I know about that. And for the third round, around 85 candidates were shortlisted, and finally 46 candidates were selected.
Okay. So now if we talk about the role of CGPA, that is very important in the selection process. So how you felt this
Yeah.
and how it affected your entire process?
CGP is really important. Most of the companies, they set a minimum eligibility criteria for the candidates to appear for the first round. So make sure that your CGPA is at least above 8.5, because then you will not be able to appear for the first round itself. Because most of these super dream companies and even dream companies, they set a minimum of 8 or 8.5 CGPA. And if it's above 9, it's a plus point for you, because you have an edge over others and you can qualify. It helps you in successive rounds. So try to have a 9 CGPA above.
Okay. Now, if we talk about the first round for this company, that is coding round, that is the first round. So, how was your first round, and what were the questions or the timing, and the difficulty of the questions that you got?
So Deloitte doesn't have a coding round. It had the aptitude round, which was the first round, and it had three sections, namely quantitative aptitude, verbal reasoning, and verbal ability and reasoning. So, and the three sections, we had to attempt all the three sections. All the questions were compulsory, and it was for about 1.5 hours, and about 75 questions were there. I think 25 questions from each section. And this information is not mentioned anywhere. Somewhere I got to know while searching that, there are sectional cutoffs as well as overall cutoff. So even if you are clearing the overall cutoff in the first round, but there are sectional cutoffs as well. Around 18 to 20 questions out of 25 questions need to be correct in each sections. So that information I got to know while searching the syllabus of Deloitte first round. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this was a very important thing that many students don't know, and they only think for the entire like overall cutoff. And now
Yeah.
with the test process, like the further process, so how many interviews you had and what was the entire process like?
So after the first round, the results were declared, in which 165 candidates was shortlisted for the second round. The second round was jam session, which is also known as just a minute round, in which we had to choose a number from 1 to 50, and corresponding to the number we chose, we were given a topic to speak on for about a minute. First, we were given 30 seconds to prepare on that topic and to speak on that topic for about a minute. And so this round is basically to see how you approach a given topic within that 30 seconds, your communication skills, and whether you can speak in public. So that was the main motive of this round.
Okay. And like after this round, what rounds you had?
So after this round, there was a technical come HR round. So the candidates shortlisted after this round were around 85. And the next round was the interview. Since it was an interview, it was a very detailed sort of a process in which there were a blend of questions from my core branches to coding questions, from structured query language, file handling, and from my resume. They can ask anything from your resume, from my internship experiences, what experience I had in my college, and why do you want to join Deloitte, and tell me about yourself. That's the first question that they ask. So there were like a blend of questions.
Okay. So like this was the entire interview process for this company, and like currently all the interviews are done virtually. So what are some of the pros and cons that you have felt for virtual interviews, and what all things we should keep in mind while giving any virtual interview?
Yeah, so firstly, you need to have a stable internet connection in order to have seamless interview process. Make sure that you're having a stable internet connection, and you should have the system requirements according to their what they're asking you for. So just check that one day prior to the exam. That would be very beneficial for you. And I think the pros is that you can give interview in the comfort zone of your home. So I think I found that really beneficial, because my campus was in Chennai, and I had to travel to Vellore, for all the way to Vellore, for just campus recruitment. So that would be like a very tedious job for me. So I think virtually it was much more easier for me to sort of give interviews and examinations in the comfort zone of my home. Cons, I would say that they're only able to judge you based on the expressions that you're giving, and make sure that you're conveying yourself really properly. Otherwise, miscommunication can lead to rejection sometimes, because it is only your expression that they are seeing, and that they're judging you on. So you need to be very expressive and very impactful in your expressions.
Okay. So that was regarding the virtual interviews. Now, if we talk about the strategies that you followed for the preparation, so what all can you share in this?
So while I was searching the syllabus for the Deloitte first round, aptitude round, I got to know that about this sectional cutoffs thing. And secondly, not everything is asked from aptitude. Aptitude is a very vast field, and there are so many topics in aptitude that they can ask. Stick to the syllabus, I would say, and do not just read about the concepts again and again. Just read once and practice as many questions as you can, and practice makes a man perfect, right? So you need to perfect more in this first round, and it is about the speed and accuracy because they're testing your speed and accuracy for the first round. Make sure you're practicing as many questions as you can, and I would also suggest you to take at least one mock test one day prior to the exam. It helps you gain confidence. It helps you manage balance between both the time constraint that you are given and the difficulty type of your questions. So although I didn't give a mock test, but I feel that one should give before appearing for the first round.
Okay. So for this like interviews, like what language you chose and how you think that the language matters in the overall selection process.
I chose Java. Firstly, I was more, it was more convenient for me. I was able to grasp it, fastly. Secondly, it's a very popular language. It's very much in demand, and I find it very much, useful because it has so many inbuilt functions as well. So I chose, but it depends on person to person. If you are comfortable with some other language, go for it. It's not restricted that any company would say you to choose just one language. It depends on you. If you're comfortable with the other language, you can definitely opt for that.
Okay. And the next topic is peer coding. So like group studies. So like how we can utilize this thing in our college for preparations.
Firstly, since the lockdown began, we are not able to, be a part of such an effective peer coding. But since we have the privilege of coding virtually also, we can go for it. I didn't go for it personally because I was doing individually. But I think it's way more beneficial because you sort of have a competition with others. You get to learn where you are going wrong, and with your friends, you're more comfortable to discuss your problems, to learn from them. I think it's a very beneficial way of, learning. So I think one should go for it.
Okay. And if we talk about clubs and chapters that most of the colleges have, so is it important to join and what are some of the pros and cons if we join any club or chapter?
If you're passionate about some skills, you would realize that in your first year itself. And if you're passionate for, say, management, go for some team that is for some electric car team or something like that. If you're passionate about robotics, go for robotics club. There's so many n number of clubs and chapters in our college. But at the same time, try to balance between your academics and your clubs. Do not just pay full attention to your clubs and chapters and forget about the academics, because the CGPA is really important and developing other skills is also really important. But yeah, if you are really able to balance between the both of them, I think you should really go for it.
Okay. And if we talk about the college life, so what all things we can do in the colleges to be more productive and it can be helpful for our placements also?
There's so many opportunities in our campus. We can go for a lot of things, from the clubs and chapters to basically indulging into peer coding. And also there are so many different things as well. For example, online classes. You can attend online classes for online courses from Coursera or Udemy. You can go for it to just improve on them, but do it religiously. Do not just do it for the sake of it. Try to learn full aspect of it just to enhance your skills. The more you develop your skills, the more better it will be. And for all the juniors, I would suggest that start as early as possible, because these things really come handy when you are entering into a placement season.
Okay. And if we talk about resume, so we have projects, work experience in that. So like how we can improve that and how much important it is to be there in the resume.
Firstly, I would say that invest some time in laying out a good resume. your resume need to look presentable. At the same time, it should include all those things that you are really master at. Do not just include those things that you think you're not being confident at. So because they can ask you from any corner of your resume. Your resume should be well drafted and it should look presentable, and just master all those skills that you have written in that resume. Resume plays a very important role in your selection because they just tend to see what things you have done good in the past, and they see whether you're confident at what you have done, and they see whether you have faith in yourself. These all things come across when they look at your resume, how it is drafted. So invest some time in drafting your resume really well.
Okay. And so that was like the entire discussion, and we have discussed most of the important question. Now, if we talk about any final tips that you want to suggest juniors, so what all things you can share in this?
Well, I think confidence is the key. I cannot stress enough on this point because if you're confident of what you are doing, of the skills you have, you will get selected. If not in this company, then the other company. And then never give up. This attitude will take you places. Don't give up on things, and be calm and composed before you go for any interview. Be patient. Don't And to avoid last minute panic, since the process is conducted virtually these days, check the system requirements, check this whether you're having good stable connection, and all of that is really necessary to avoid last minute panic. And be keep faith in yourself, and you will definitely get selected if you have the best potential in you.
Okay, so that was great, and we have discussed like most of the important things that many like beginners or many juniors face. So that was all for this video, and if you like the video, do press the like button and also subscribe the channel if you have not yet done. So we'll meet in another video, and till then, goodbye.
Bye bye.